Hi, I'm Ian Freeman from Keene, New Hampshire. It was interesting, the chalking's been going on for a long time here in Keene. In fact, Chalk the Police Day has happened in the past, and there was one time when a Keene police officer actually joined in and chalked his own smiley face on the ground. Now, I don't happen to have any artistic ability, but I don't think that one's artistic ability should be a factor in whether or not one should be able to engage in free speech. And really that's what we're talking about here, is restrictions upon free speech, or at least the proposed idea of restrictions on free speech and free exercise of one's primary rights. And to go back to what the gentleman from the city clerk's office said, if you have to ask permission from anyone, you aren't talking about a right anymore, because rights are inherent. You don't have to ask permission to exercise your rights. I don't plan on asking anyone's permission to exercise my right to free speech. I support free speech, even though it can be kind of ugly sometimes. The case of the DEA raid on fat stuff was brought up earlier by a previous speaker, and that did seem to be where this war on chalk began. As you may know, the DEA did raids across the country, and Keene was one of the targets, and I was there for that, and I know that another activist had some chalk out front, and the activist was offering chalk to anyone who would walk by who had something to express. And yes, there were a couple of things that were written by folks from Keene about, that were vulgar about the DEA. They were upset that a favorite downtown business was being essentially robbed at gunpoint by the DEA. And, F the DEA, somebody wrote that down with chalk. There was this group of folks who came out to clean all of the chalking up, not just the offensive, the vulgar chalking, but all of the chalking. And of course, as a result of that, sort of began this chalkupation of what I've seen to be mostly positive chalkings, smiley faces, hearts, peaceful sayings. Maybe there have been some chalkings that have been offensive to personal individuals, and I don't know who is responsible for doing that, obviously. But free speech can be an ugly thing. Things will be said inevitably. You never know who's going to pick up the chalk, right? And I would say that the best answer to offensive speech is more speech, not deletion, not removal, not destruction, not threats, which of course is what we'd be talking about here, be threatening chalkers with arrest and court, and then possible jail time if they don't serve the sentence imposed by the court. So this is a pretty serious matter, and hopefully I won't have to record any video of someone being arrested for using chalk on the ground. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.